I hope you learn from this experience.
Will he?
I don't know if he will.
I'll have to try to kiss it out of him. Might help.
Natalie, thank you for sacrificing your
you're
lips.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you noticing my sacrifice.
My sacrifice. Creed.
Ew.
Welcome to Crescent City with your hosts Natalie Jean and Jackie Zabrowski.
Is this because you're a prince of the pit? Or prince of hell?
The pit, the show, the prince of the hospital.
Oh my God, you're Dr. Robbie's angel. Oh my God, are you going to take care of him when he's on the motorcycle?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you better. Because I don't know what we're going to do without him. All I know is I am feeling like sleigh-worthy over here. Do I need to add tracksuits into my life?
Oh, I feel like you would vibe really well in general with the Viper Queen's decisions, fashion-wise. And also taking male slaves to fight for you.
Suck upon me wrist. Give her a suck. I think that everybody, honestly, I'll give you the neck if you want, if you'd prefer. Any orifice you want to get in there fang-wise with, I support.
I mean, I think you're already on the way then.
Thank you.
Of being the Viper Queen.
Serpent never sheds its skin, except that's exactly what it does. Even though Riverdale always said a serpent never sheds its skin about the Riverdale serpents and, oh my God, the South Side serpents. And they always would say that, but that's literally what a snake does. They do shed their skin. Skeet.
Are you blaming on
Skeet Ulrich? Yeah, I am. Because that was, man, what a comeback. Everyone's been screaming about it ever since. They're like, give us more Riverdale. And it's like, no, you only get 7 seasons and 2 time jumps. All right? That's all you get. 1 future time jump, 1 time jump back to high school.
I can't ever like Skeet because of the craft. I hate him so much.
It's not his fault.
I hate him.
Natalie!
He reminded me so much of the boys at my high school.
Yeah, you did a really good job of it. But, I have been throwing it out there, and I do love Matthew Lillard and Skeet have been going to a bunch of cons and stuff, talking about how, for them, also canonically, they were kissing. And I love this for all of us.
And I love a Matthew Lillard.
Oh my gosh. Do you think he'd like me in a tracksuit? I am upset. The only thing about Viper Queen that in this scene that is just not me is the fact that actually the tracksuit is supposed to be silk. And I don't think I'm a big, even though I think we were talking about it last time, it's just that silk, it don't give on a body. You know what I mean? And maybe it's given, but
you need flowy silk. The benefit of silk is you wear it something that like flows around you.
Yeah.
You don't want to wear if you're wearing a tight pillowcase like silk outfit, that would be a lot.
But that's the thing, is that in this scene, Viper Queen is wearing a silk tracksuit, and I was trying to find and I was like, I guess maybe they don't make silk tracksuits for a reason. I think it's not usually.
Do if you want to spend thousands of dollars.
If you spend it, because I could have gotten some blue silk pajamas, but I was like Viper Queen would ever roll up in blue pajamas? I don't think so. This bitch sleeps silent. You'd think that would mean nude, but it doesn't. She sleeps like this. Unlike the way we sleep, we just.
Oh no, Jackie. I have to tell you something. You're going to die.
Oh my God, I've got the yips.
You've got the yips.
Someone's going to put me down.
Yep.
But you better not, because this queen is here to slay.
And you are a slaying.
Thank you.
I was really impressed that you guessed my costume.
Really?
Well, because I had to look up how this person even, what their appearance was.
It is, it's funny too, because I think it's also because I've looked up pictures of Apollyon for thinking of dressing as Apollyon as well. But fascinating that all of these like big, scary guys, all of them have very like the white hair.
Well, they're fuck demons.
Yeah. Yeah. Except we don't directly know that they're fuck demons, but we know that they're fuck demons.
Oh, they are. Look at this.
Yeah,
a blazer with no shirt underneath.
Yeah, they really.
I'm wearing bell bottoms.
Yeah, bitch. And are they leather bell bottoms?
I mean, they're not
pleather.
They're pleather.
We know that they're pleather, and we know they're pleather. But I think that you're killing it, and I love that of all the choices for Apollyon, because you know that they can wear whatever form they want to wear. But really, and I know we've discussed this before, Rigela's still picking that twink, that young teenage twink. That really shows how fucked in the head he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I like that. Honestly, it makes me like Apollyon more. That I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Blazer with nips out. Good for you, King.
Black hole in his mouth.
Yeah. Whoa. God. Ugh. I dated a couple of those before. And I'm like, where's my tongue?
Oh, I thought more. There's no end to your throat. You just shut the fuck up.
I've
never said that to a man before, but sometimes I've dreamt of it.
And she's always dressed like this.
I wish. I kind of feel this vibe.
I think the two of us could really go out and stunt together, or we would definitely be asked to leave the airplane. I think if we showed up, I think if flight attendants saw us, they'd be like, turn right back around. Get right out of here.
I think TSA would have a lot to say before we even got to the plane. But
yeah, like nice horns. I appreciate the dedication to your outfit.
I don't know what they would do if I rolled up wearing a latex men's male chest, mask chest, with nipples out.
It would be funny to watch you being dragged away where you're just like, there's no liquids in it. There's no liquids in it. But it's like also your nipples are shooting out milk and you don't even know where they came from.
Ew.
Princes of Hell can lactate too.
That's a fun surprise.
I imagine. I feel like any hole they got, I imagine it's like that Jugga. I'm about to really destroy this. I got a Jugga in D&D, and it's not called a Jugga, but I refer to it as my Jugga because it's got all these holes in it. And when you uncork different holes, you can make any liquid you want come out of it. And it's my Jugga, and I feel like a lot of people could get a lot of use out of that. Not on a plane, though. And so they're going to see that Jugga, and they go say, turn right back around.
Oh, yeah. All kinds of liquids.
Mm-hmm.
Acid.
Yeah, but
poison.
Maybe, or I tell them it's only travel-sized booze bottles. Just a little bit? Although...
You're not allowed to do that either,
They tell you not to do that either.
Oh, they don't let us do anything fun on the plane.
No, they don't. And they don't let us get to all sing a rousing rendition of 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Together as a plane. No one wants to do things together as a plane anymore.
Oh, man, can you imagine by the middle of that flight, there'd be like pure just rebellions, chaos. There'd be different warring segments of the plane. The people would have gone completely mad.
Absolutely madness. That's what I want. Don't you know, Natalie? I'm a bit of a chaos demon. Serpent never sheds its skin.
I feel as though I'm the chaos demon. You're not a demon, right? We don't think she's a demon.
I guess it was...
Is she a demon?
No, but
we don't know.
We don't know, but I think I was just thinking more of like in my life. I want to be bringing more of like less gizmo, more spike.
You just want to make everybody on edge, walk around on eggshells around you. And
and I want to feed you.
Wonder
regardless.
what's going to set you off. And yeah.
Like when on Springsgiving, when we were feeding everybody, and then all of a sudden everyone started going, oh,
right.
And then
you poisoned all of us.
We know you made a bunch of new friends out of your back. And that's what Springsgiving is all about.
I forgot about that. Sorry, my bad.
Hopefully you tend to go into another state of reality when you're giving birth via back.
Yeah, I did. I just dissociated and I let somebody else take care of those.
Yeah, maybe you've been
babies.
sucking on me, Natalie. You've been sucking on my blood? You ain't even asking, Natalie?
We're back to this, huh? Back to you trying to get me to suck on your
I
your
am the
arm.
Viper Queen. And
Sure.
Part of the reason why I dressed as the Viper Queen was because of the conversation we had last week.
Good. Yes, let's talk more about sucking. And
If I'm in a tracksuit, are you really going to say no?
yes.
I can't do anything right.
Oh, that's what Hunt's thinking right now. And
Oh my God.
speaking of being at the airport and how awful it is.
It's just like being in a torture room with your
It's just
friends.
like what Hunt is going through right now at chapter 8. Not only is Hunt Athalar in pain, strung up, arms above his head, barely touching the ground, but he's also numb in some parts of his body, as well as having an endless itch on his back as his wings regenerate.
And I am also, man, I am Hunt right now.
I'm getting an itch just thinking about it.
I have, my whole back is currently covered in patch testing from the allergist.
Oh, that's right.
And I am currently
It's like you're
completely
him.
inflamed and itching right now. And I have to sit here holding my hands in my lap so that I don't scratch myself. And I am.
You should have dressed as Hunt today.
I should have. Honestly, I was thinking more of putting something on my back like wings, and that made me want to never be awake ever again. Because I can't have anything resting on my back right now, or else it makes it itchier. So, Hunt, oh my God, babe, I see you. I feel you.
And you could have been him because he doesn't have wings right now, so you wouldn't even have to put them on.
Oh God, it would have just been the open wounds and sores.
Well, yeah, you would have had to like pour
Show
blood
it.
all over yourself.
Yeah. It would have been yuckier.
Would have been. Also, he's got some injuries. Again, I'm not going to say too much about what's happening here, but he has some
Thank you,
pretty
Natalie.
big injuries that would require a lot of prosthetic makeup. And I would expect you to commit to the role. So you would have to have done all of them.
Yeah. No, Natalie, she makes sure. She looks you up and down and goes, not right for the scene. And then she whips
And
me.
I send her home.
Yep.
Until
licking.
she's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I was going to say licking the salt lick, and I didn't want anyone to think like, what is she saying that she's licking? I just imagine you had a really big salt lick because I'm always like thirsty and want to be hydrated. And you're like, lick the lick. And I'm like, and then I'm so thirsty driving home to go change my costume.
All right. Well, that's where her mind went.
I think about
and
guinea
we have to
pigs.
just accept it.
You know, it's just guinea pigs living in there.
Skinny pigs. You can't tell right at this moment as he's hovering on the like verges of maybe death. He can't even tell if he's unconscious or not. But he curses himself for going against the Asteri and the Archangels once again. He's just sort of reliving this moment, these choices that have led him here.
Yeah.
He is so close to death that he's not really ever awake or asleep anymore. But the shadow is that shadow that he saw before or thought he saw seems to be back. His hallucination, or is it? It smiles at him. He wonders if maybe it's death. You would do well in hell. The shadow snickers.
Ah! And I said, give me that candy bar. I'm hungry. Snickers.
Oh, because of the candy bar.
Yeah,
yes.
because he said
Because he said
Snickers.
He is hungry. He would have really probably appreciated it if they would have brought him one. He feels a moment of disappointment that it's not death. He realizes it's Apollyon. With
It's
his nipples
you
out.
with your little wings.
Another prince has shown up, and I bet it's another series of riddles.
What do you have in store for us today, Natalie?
Apollyon seems enthralled with Hunt's pain. Not excited per se, but seems drawn to the torment. I can't get a read on these princes. They're so complicated. Are they good? Are they bad? What does he want? He wants to sniff the torture, but is he helping them? I can't.
Almost like power is complex, Natalie.
What?
Yeah. Yep. And all of them are different. And they all, even though maybe they all have this beautiful light hair, that I think that in their brains, they're just like, that's what angels have. And I just dare say, you know, go explore a little bit more. Go do a highlighter yellow. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Like and then Rigulus, what are you worried about what he's gonna say? What he's gonna be like, okay, highlighter head. And he'd be like, stop, Rigulus!
Apollyon doesn't care what Rigulus thinks.
Whoa.
That's
so
the enemy.
You dye your hair whatever color you want.
They're the enemies.
I know, but I just feel like that's why I think it's fascinating that they both have similar hair.
I mean, it's very dandy. It's very like fineries. I think that's what they have in common more than anything is they like the finer things in life.
Right. And also, and it is truly, it's playing with the idea of what scary, aggressive males are like too. And I do know, I get that.
Yeah, I don't want them looking like manosphere dudes.
No, oh my God. They came in just looking like that, talking to you like.
Doing the triangle fingers.
Ew, if that's how SJM wrote the bad guys, I don't think I would be able to read these books. Although you would just be like, I can't wait to
get them slapped down. I'm trying not to see. This is why I don't read the other books. But now I finally got into the Fourth Wing, and now it's all I'm thinking about because the one character in that book I want to punch in the face so hard the whole time.
Jack?
No.
Oh, the other one.
Dean.
Oh.
Oh my God, is he annoying?
Yeah, he is.
Wow. Anyway, that's not the book we're in, and that's why I try not to read the other books while we're doing this.
It triggers other things in the mind. I need also everyone to know I am reading other things besides the first 2 books of the Kiss of the Basilisk series. I'm reading multiple things. That's just what keeps jumping out in my brain. I'm reading In the Veins of the Drowning. I love siren shit.
Suddenly, Hunt remembers. Wait, the prince. Hell, do they have Bryce?
All he's thinking about, man.
He's trying. Apollyon, I mean, come on. He is tortured.
I know because he doesn't know where she is.
But the plan was for her to get to hell, and they're hoping that's where she made it. Apollyon seems genuinely confused at this question. What do you mean? Was Bryce, what? Hunt tries to explain that she should be in hell, but he's beside himself with, pain, with terror, with sadness. Apollyon blinks out for a moment and then returns. Only this time, Adis is at his side. On a side note, it's so interesting to the princes seem to have no trouble infiltrating the walls of the Asteri's palace. And is it because the queen has been moved? From the Mystics room? I don't know.
Oh, that is an interesting theory. I like that theory because you're right. It should be more, especially in this, it does seem a lot more effortless than I would expect.
Yeah. Or are the princes still kind of just fucking with the Asteri a little bit in some ways? I don't know.
Or is it different, going into the torture room because they're Prince of Hell guys, and they're like, come on, just let me in the torture
it's my
room.
vibes.
Yeah, that's my space. Let me shine.
I have a membership card here.
Right? Yeah, it's their Costco.
Yeah, it's their Costco.
Large format torture.
Yeah. Aw. You need if you need 50 shackles at once. Adis also seems confused on Bryce's whereabouts. So Adis, who has been kind of coaching Bryce along the way, is where is she? With the only energy Hunt has left, he snarls that she did what they told her to do. Go find them. Go build an army. The 2 princes look at one another and have sort of a cryptic discussion with each other.
Aw, brothers having a cute, they're speaking in pig Latin. And it's yeah, we get your brother language.
It's not cute to Hunt in the moment.
No, he's in torture jail.
And also, he's trying to find out what they know about what has happened to Bryce. They seem to be pondering if Bryce has gone to some third place, not here, not hell, but they seem to know about something.
What?
Adis wonders to Apollyon if the star, quote unquote, had led her there, quote unquote. Hunt pleads with them to tell him what they're talking about, but they say they can't risk Rigulus torturing this information out of Hunt. However, they think Rigulus might already suspect the same thing that they do, but they don't give him any other input. But at the very least, it's kind of suggesting that they think she's alive somewhere, which I guess good.
Or at least they know she's not dead, right? I feel
they think she's not.
They think, but like I feel like they would know, right?
And then they didn't know she was gone.
But yeah, but that means I just feel like, don't they know when someone is that, like, because of like being in the world of like hell?
Well, I mean, from what we've learned so far, it might not be the place souls go. We've learned a little bit more about what the soul happens to souls in Midgard, but also they don't even know what happens after Second Light. So maybe that's not what they know.
Whoa. Apollyon, you're giving us a lot of truth bombs, but you're not at all.
Yeah, almost like none.
Like not, though.
So do they suspect what we already know as the reader, that she fell to her home planet? They're certainly well aware of the home planet, since we've learned that they fought alongside the Fae in the first wars against the Asteri. So they're aware of it. And do they think that's where she went? Hunt asks them with despair why they're even here if they aren't going to help him. To ensure that we can continue to rely on you when the time comes.
Send me a lettergram. Like, send me a singing hot dog. I don't even want to look at you, dude.
What does that mean? Hunt doesn't understand. What are you talking about? What you are born to do, to accomplish the task for which your father brought you into existence.
Apollyon said, before fading into nothing, leaving Adis standing alone before the prisoners.
Okay, what?
It's just like, riddle me this, Jim Carrey. Like, peel off that stupid question mark suit and answer the question for me.
Oh, nude?
Yes. I mean, you're showing me the nipples already. Take off that blazer and get down to business.
Yeah, so...
Oh, he's not? Oh, you're gonna do, the brothers too. And do, great. Thank you so much, you little winged freak.
Sorry.
You're not
I'm
sorry.
a little bitch.
Yeah, you are. And also, you look great in those pleather bell bottoms.
I know.
I don't know what century you got those from, but you're really bringing them back.
It's giving Jimi Hendrix a little bit.
Honestly, it's giving, when he bent over and his dick came out. He bent over
Lenny
Kravitz. That's who it's giving. Thank you. You're Lenny Kravitz.
Poor Lenny Kravitz. That's all anyone ever is.
Lenny Kravitz. He's a real prince of hell. Except not, though, because it seems like all the exes get along. No,
okay.
I think all the exes get along with him. Like, daughter really loves it. Like, I think it actually is. I think he seems like a hardworking man. So I take back what I said.
I'm sorry that's what we'll always remember, but he's very impressive.
Do you remember when that shattered my existence when he was wearing it? For those of you that don't remember, he was performing in leather. I'm assuming leather pants. The leather pants were so tight, they split. He didn't have on any underpants. And then his dick was just hanging out in front of everybody on the stage. I think about it too often.
Oh, I know. It's technically a horrible thing to happen, but very well done.
It's no good, but at least he looked great.
Looked great. Anyway, that's
anyway, we're not talking about
that anymore. So yeah, but if you'll just like refer to what we just talked about, they're talking about his father.
God,
as far as we know, Hunt didn't have a father.
Oh my God.
Even through all of this agony, Hunt can feel the shock of this statement. He has no father. None that would ever count, at least. He was raised only by his mother. The princes, of course, might as well work for a never straight answer.
On Artemis 2?
Yeah. Because they never tell him anything. All the Ada says, because he's the only one left in there, is that Hunt never asks the right questions. And it's like, what questions do you want? What? Just fucking tell me. Adis continues that his halo, referring to the halo on Hunt's head.
And the Beyonce song.
That's about this.
Mm-hmm.
So the branding is not a new device for the Asteri. That they had existed for a millennia with this haloing, which doesn't mean anything to any of us, and not to Hunt, certainly. Adis starts to fade away, and as Hunt's just like, thank you. Thank you very much. You could have, I don't know, lifted me up out of the chains for a second so I could get some relief on my arms or whatever.
That or just tell me who my daddy is. You're going to keep bringing up daddy sprinkles. Give me that daddy ice cream.
Or maybe just a drink of water.
Sure, I mean, it would be nice.
But instead, all that Adis says is stay alive as he fades away.
Thanks.
It's like,
great.
I know that I'm wearing bell bottoms, but we're not at the discotheque right now.
Whoa. Adis also has bell bottoms on? Do they?
Yes. Of course.
You gotta stay alive. You gotta stay alive. And Hunt's like, please don't try to shove that many words into the chorus.
As he's fading away into hell.
Stop. This is the torture. You singing the song. Stop.
And then he goes,
away.
You made me forget about the pain for a second.
Oh, now he's just got the Bee Gees stuck in his head. And that is also, he's just like, how deep is your love? Is your love? And we know his love is deep.
We know how deep
Poor
his
guy.
love. Cut over to Therian. So we leave Torture Town for a minute.
Come on over to my side of town, boys.
Which is not exactly Torture Town, but it's not the best
yeah, it's
either.
not Heavenville
It's
either.
definitely not. So it's Heaven Hollow. We cut over to over the Viper Queen's lair. It's the following morning after Ethan and the bros, the Fae males, escape the wolves for the moment and have crashed within the Viper Queen's labyrinth of apartments. I guess you'd call it. Like she has all these different suites and stuff. So
Yeah.
they're in one of them.
And I can use any suite I want whenever I want.
Yeah, you own them. We understand.
Isn't that cool? I can be like, yeah, you renting it? Get
the
out.
place you own and live in, you can stay wherever you want.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll be a landlord. Wouldn't that be cool?
She kind of is a landlord.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she's a landlord for all of it, but also she's running all of it. This is
Girl bossing her way into the sun.
it's too much.
Too much.
She must have an assistant or something.
I think she has many because they're all doped up and she can just boss them around.
Yeah, I guess that's what you call your assistants.
Yeah, my assistants, the people who can't leave.
Ugh, wouldn't that be awesome if I just could get workers addicted to my essence?
You keep fantasizing about it. I mean, I think you can just get somebody addicted to drugs and then provide them with the
but
drugs.
then I gotta go get the drugs.
Yeah.
I just want me to be the drug.
You are the perfect drug.
Goodbye.
Oh, I was going the Nine Inch Nails direction, but
yeah, that's
you
a
went to the
sexier. That's a
very,
sexy.
very obscure '90s game show.
That
reference.
is not obscure. Everybody makes those references all the time.
Folks out there, do you know what the weakest link is? Okay, so we are with Therian's thoughts. He is dope sick. It's the next morning. But he stumbles to the commons room where he finds the Fae boys and Ariadne as well as Ethan, where most of them had slept in that commons, except for he can scent in Therian's own bedroom that Ethan had slept in that room the previous night. This female they had introduced him to as a Fendir, this new wolf person, is missing. He wonders if he hallucinated that part because she's simply not in the room. As they all slug back coffee to try to erase the restless night they had, the gang begins to argue with Therian, calling him kind of an idiot for swearing himself to the Viper Queen.
It's like, I know that he felt it was the only thing that he could do. I get that. It really just you never thought about defecting for a second. Like you never thought about it at all. You never thought of what the steps you would take. You just got addicted to the Viper Queen's event. You thought that was the best choice?
He doesn't have to make hard thoughts a lot. He just kind of...
No, he just has to make hard dick a lot.
Yeah, he just walks in the room and he kind of just, people go like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get over it. He's waterlogged. We got to wring out the sponge.
He doesn't have to think that hard most of the time.
Yeah.
So this is technically him having a learning lesson. It's like he is at community college right now. And he's trying to learn how to have, a deductive reasoning and thinking through his thoughts and having reading comprehension and things like that. He's learning right now, okay?
And how do you get all of your credits and learn how to party as hard as you want to party? It's really, you got to find the time.
It took me 5 years to get through college.
Whoa, hell yeah.
So, yeah, at this point, they're all yelling at him, but Therian's pretty much apathetic. He just continues to brush off whatever they're saying. He said, it would have ended badly for all of you if I didn't do this, blah, 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 blah. Ethan gets angry when Therian suggests he's just trying to help him because of Ethan's hero complex. Ethan angrily retorts that he cares because Therian is his friend.
Oh my God, Ethan. Okay. All right. We know you're the pack guy.
And Therian, he doesn't want to accept the friendships, but he's touched by it because no one has ever really cared about him before. I mean, he had parents who were very sad.
And
that
the sister, and I
well,
imagine
sister who's
this
died.
I feel like I imagine that murder probably was just like, oh, well, then I'm not going to be, I'm sure it all has to do.
Your sister was murdered.
Oh,
blah,
boo-hoo.
blah.
And it's like, it makes sense of why he ended up banging the River Queen. So it's like, he's sad, he gets right. But then this is also goes to show this is a cycle for him, not to armchair fate psychologize over here.
We're in armchairs. Why not?
We are. And everybody on the street calls me Jackie Freud. And I say, fuck your mother. Fuck your mother. But I look at this Therian and I just think you shouldn't, you didn't think then. You didn't think now.
Yeah.
I hope you learn from this experience.
Will he?
I don't know if he will.
I'll have to try to kiss it out of him. Might help.
Natalie, thank you for sacrificing your
you're
lips.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you noticing my sacrifice.
My sacrifice. Creed.
Ew. Therian decides. So Therian is feeling all of, these complex feelings, but at the same time, they're not. He's sort of feeling apathy at the same time. Therian decides to reveal Cormac's death as they fill each other in the last few days. So we're all trying to keep in our own minds track of who knows what right now. Therian was there when Cormac sacrificed himself. The others weren't. They're all still trying to get all of this information in. So, they learn about Cormac. Some of them learn about Cormac's death in the room. And they're all in shock. The weakened Therian wishes that he could escape into a dose of Viper Queen venom as all of these people who he's fond of receive this bad news.
Oh, come on over.
She's not there yet.
Come on.
After the shock recedes, Flynn takes initiative in the room. They need to access the depth charger. They need to get to the Eternal City so they can find a way into the palace. Ariadne, who is in the room but has been doing her best to ignore all of them, just sort of reading a book quietly in the corner, she chimes in here, tells them that Therian's not going to be let go by the Viper Queen, so it's stupid to try. They all realize they've just said a lot of sensitive information in front of this dragon, but she hardly seems interested, just telling it like it is. She's like, you can try, but it's not going to work and it's going to fuck you up.
I also imagine it probably somewhere pisses Ariadne off that they do kind of just talk about all of this stuff in front of her as if she doesn't exist. And I imagine she spent a lot of time living a life as if she doesn't exist. And I feel like I would just be sitting there like, oh, go ahead. Keep talking like I don't know. Keep talking like I don't know anything. Okay, fine. Okay.
Technically, she holds a lot of people's secrets, I bet.
She holds a lot of secrets, doesn't she?
So you better be nice to her.
But also because she's so mean.
Yeah.
And I like them when they're mean.
Of course. She tells them she's been around enough sneaky assholes to know that the Viper Queen is only going to do what snakes do.
Never shed their skin.
They do shed. But they also wrap tighter when their meal is fighting to escape.
Never forget that, lasagnas.
No, or Therian, who is the meal in this metaphor.
Yum.
Because if he tries to go, she's just going to be like, no, I'm going to make it even harder for you to leave.
That's what I did to my husband.
Oh no, who is he? Where'd he go?
I don't know. No one's ever going to see him ever again.
Wow, he just admitted to, I guess, murder?
Yeah, but it's because he's in a cocoon of peace.
A coffin?
No.
A coffin, okay. So, cocoon of peace. So, Sigrid then appears in the doorway. It turns out she had been in the shower So she's real, wasn't a hallucination. Therian looks at her more clearly today and notices she's giving off major alpha vibes.
Oh,
I feel like that alpha brain stuff.
I like that you wrote her alpha frequency because I just love it's like the whole aura thing of just like I am seeing your alpha and you are giving it.
Yeah, and Therian,
it's like stink lines rising off her body.
Yeah, of alpha smell.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably BO. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
So she's now invested in this conversation. She then asks Ariadne what they would need to do to get him free, Therian. Ariadne tells them they would need to offer a comparable or better trade, as in exchange for Therian. She would need something equally valuable to her.
Whoa.
What would you want instead, Viper Queen?
I mean, a cocoon of peace would be really great.
You just want a spare coffin to have.
But not like a forever coffin, like one that I just get to go into, and pretend
like
I'm
cryo chamber.
Like a heavy on the cry. And I am definitely going to be doing a lot of, no one needs to see the Viper Queen spiral.
So you trade a cry coffin for Therian.
I don't need much, all right?
Oh, okay. You were not as good at bargaining as I thought you might have been.
No. But that's also why I'm not the Viper Queen, because I really would be. It's like, really? That's all you needed? I don't think, I think about this a lot. I'm not evil enough to become very powerful.
No, you are.
It sucks.
You are evil enough.
I'm not evil enough to become powerful, and that sucks. And like, maybe I just love living a subby kind of life, but I could be bad. You're bad.
A lot of evil people are subs.
Yeah, sexually, yes.
They pretend they're not.
You're right.
The money, so she doesn't need money. She has more money than she could ever have.
Yep.
You can't plead your way out of your bargain.
Nope.
That will never work. Ariadne, who's extremely bored by all of them, she's just telling them what the truth is. She says, also the Viper Queen's coming right now. So she just finished meeting with a pretty blonde in an imperial uniform. And then Ariadne saunters out of the room.
Oh my God, is it Natalie dressed as the Hind, but also kind of looking like a Nazi? Yes. Is that who I was having the meeting with?
Listen, I didn't make the costume, okay? I went accurate to the text.
You did. It is very scary. And I do imagine the Viper Queen just had the meeting with that. And even the Viper Queen's like, ooh.
Whoa, that's a little in my face.
That's not my speed, but I'm more of the suck out my wrist, never leave me kind of gal, Therian peered down the hall in time to see the door swing open. The Viper Queen, clad in a blue silk tracksuit and white high-top sneakers, sauntered toward them, hooped golden earrings swaying behind her black bob.
Just a moment,
she said to whoever was in the room behind her.
Your kind of poisons downstairs takes a minute to get.
Whoa, you mean my downstairs? You wanna suck it out of there?
Very sexy.
Yeah, I know how to be sexy.
You want to go down there?
Down there. It is very fascinating as I am now having to write a bunch of fuck scenes that I am starting to realize I'm horny, but I'm not very sexy. And I'm really struggling with writing cryptids fucking each other, but like trying to make it romance rather than just dirty torquing,
I mean, it can be both.
Oh, it's both.
Well, that's why I do think smut writing is hard, because I really love reading sex scenes, and it's not like you can just go and then they fuck.
And then you make it happen. Yeah, no, it's just it's not.
I love the build, like the anticipation building and stuff. It's hard to do.
The sensuality.
Yeah.
And I really am having a very difficult time recognizing.
And getting creative with the different ways in which they start things and the things they do. And it can't just be like, what if I put his dick in her ear? Would that be different?
And it's like, that's not unless that's what you always wanted from a Bigfoot. I don't know. Maybe you thought chupacabra and go, in my ear? And if you have,
quiet.
maybe you're going to find it in our game in the future.
Whoa.
Who
I'm very
knows?
excited for it.
Who knows?
So the Viper Queen then walks through the commons room, making her way to another doorway where the drugs she is fetching sit, I guess. Despite the dragon's warning, the Viper Queen won't take threats or pleading.
No.
Sigrid immediately demands that she let Ariadne and Therian free, which is not a good, maybe she's an alpha, but alphas sometimes don't make good strategies, you know? Like that's not the best thing to do because you were immediately told not to do that. Viper Queen just laughs, almost like it's cute. And she's like, no, they're fun. I'm having fun with them. So no, I'm not doing that.
Like you said, give me something I want more.
Yep. Sigrid accuses her of being no better than the astronomer, but it doesn't seem to cut to the core of the Viper Queen. She's not offended by this.
That's the thing. It's like you really think it's like, oh no.
Oh, I thought I was good.
Oh,
I thought
don't
it was a good one.
compare me to the astronomer. You're right. I'm fucking bigger and fucking badder than he is.
Much hotter, certainly, and
Thank
better
you.
fashion.
Thank you.
She walks away then. Viper Queen walks away towards the supplies, and then the room hears footsteps rapidly approaching from where the Viper Queen just entered. Tensing, they all reach for their weapons. Put those away,
said a cool female voice. Terror stole any last traces of Therian's brain fog.
Oh, fuck.
Flynn breathed.
You open that door.
The Hind said mildly.
And Prince Rune dies.
Oh,
great.
God, because remember, they don't know.
They don't know anything about what's going on there. This is just, the Hind has just shown up. And the Hind is not good. The Hind is not a good person to be in front of right now because they're like, does the Hind know what we've been up to? Who knows what? Where is what's happening? Everyone is a mess. Everyone's chaotic.
Yes.
But right now, we're going to travel through time and space and we're going to go to Feyworld.
Fall through the hole with us. Another shadow daddy. God, I just want to go in a hole and find another shadow daddy.
Man, again, I get what all the hubbub was about with Xaden.
Right?
Babo.
Yo, right? Oh, yeah, it'll keep you. I mean, it keeps you around, even though those dragons, you're not watching the dragons fuck,
I know,
but it'll
I'm
keep you
sad
around.
about that.
Again, like, it doesn't imply that they don't have romances, but.
No, their sex is important to the plot line.
And I want to know about it.
Let's give them something to read about. Rebecca Yaros. What's her name?
Yeah, Rebecca Yaros.
Look at me.
Look at you.
So we're in chapter 9, not in Dragon World. We're in Fey World. Nesta and Bryce have just evaded the Middengard worm. They ran across that big bridge. The worm tried to snap at him, but they were really just trying to get the flying lizard things. But they bypassed all of it, and now they're back to tunnel walking.
Also, can I just, as this quick sidebar, bring up, one of my friends was telling me that one of her good friends reads a lot of Romantasy, and her husband is always making fun of her for the Romantasy, and she really likes Akatar right now, and the husband keeps being like, dragons in there, dragging that dick, and he thinks he's like the funniest, and I just can't understand why any person wouldn't want their partner reading romantic, like why you feel so threatened.
Feels like insecurity.
It has to be insecurity. It's just this, I'm like, don't you all understand that if you don't make fun of a partner who loves Romantasy, you're probably gonna get laid more. It's just like, I know that's not the be all end all for all people's relationships, but if it's obviously coming from a place of insecurity, so how about you turn that into, why don't I learn about fucking you better? Because I guess maybe I'm not doing it well enough since I have to make fun of you for liking books.
Look, I don't know these people, and I know we dismiss people easily on the internet, but it does feel a little bit of like a red flag because mocking your partner's interests in general should not happen.
But I feel like a lot of people that get into Romantasy deal with this. I think that that it is something that, and that's
horrible. There's a difference between like a light like teasing, but if you're mocking somebody's interest and you're in a relationship with them, you need to deal with something going on here. Or if your partner's doing that, you might need to really take a step back and think about that, because your partner should not be mocking anything that you're interested in. Like they
No.
shouldn't be belittling it regularly. If you guys jab at each other a little bit, that's different. But if you're being like openly mocked and like degraded for something that you enjoy, I don't know if you really need to. Maybe you want to revisit your stuff.
Not to be like this. I feel like that energy too. I don't want to bang that. And if you're going to make fun of me for it, make fun of me properly. There's no dragons in here. So don't
at least craft a good joke.
Right, this is what I'm saying. I was like, at least talk about the Bat Boy's wings or talk about the wingspan. Like, there are many things you can make jokes about.
Oh, yeah, because she's reading ACOTAR. There's no dragons. That's why I'm like, this is what I'm saying. I was like, even down to the point that I was like, I wouldn't be attracted to you because you're not even making good jokes about it. It's like, get better at it then. Read it and come at me with a tight 10. Then I'm impressed. Sure, of course. That means you are actually paying attention to your partner's interests.
Which is also, it is funny because Jeff did read the first ACOTAR, said, really not for me, but I've told him more about the world that, like, he makes jokes every once in a while, but he jokes around about what I've made jokes about the series.
And you don't have to like the same things, but it's different if you're just like, you fucking, your little books, you're reading your little books again. That reeks of insecurity, which is very unattractive.
Sorry, it's just a little sidebar I felt like I had to say because I think a lot of people deal with this.
I think that sucks.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say on that. So we're in chapter 9. We are in we're tunnel walking. We're walking down and we're walking down these tunnels. More and more hours pass by with little to change the view. What view they have, at least with Bryce's starlight, because if you'll remember, they're in utter darkness. All they have is Bryce's magic. When they take a brief break, Bryce is surprised when Nesta gives her a fresh baguette, fresh roll from her bag.
Oh.
Bryce is a little confused by this. She says, that's weird. You brought food when you thought we were just retrieving me and then going back up there. Nesta basically doesn't explain it, but she does say, she had a feeling that Bryce was going to be difficult.
Oh, interesting. Is the call coming from inside of the house? But she also wasn't wrong. So it's a little questionable, like why she was planning for a big long trip. Although, if you look at my bag, the amount of snacks I have on me at all times, because I have to, like people do with children, I need to make sure that if I get hangry, I have something.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like I have my own diaper bag.
And there's diapers in it.
Oh, there's diapers in it.
She eats.
Natalie, we gotta stop the show. I gotta be changed.
She eats melted chocolate out of them, like that you play at the baby shower games.
Ooh, which shit candy do I have today?
Don't worry, it's not real shit. So, so there is strange. It seems a little odd that she would be planning, but they haven't really spoken much in these last few hours as they've walked, mostly adopting silence in their walking. I think both of them are trying not to give away too much about the other. Though I will say walking down for hours down one dark tunnel and not talking would get real boring. And I'd probably just start talking out of sheer boredom.
God, especially, man, can you imagine how annoying I would be in that tunnel?
Well, there'd be a lot of singing.
There'd be a lot of singing. And I also really, I think you've noticed with this show, I like to fill the silence. And could you imagine? I'd be so annoying. I think you'd just chop off my head just to make it stop.
But
I have one more thing to say about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I feel like that's what it would be. It would be a lot of me being like, could I just, another hot take about Taylor Frankie Paul, please.
Oh God, please no. Please no, please.
See, I upset her and that was seconds.
No more. While Nesta isn't going to reveal all of her own secrets, Bryce is resigned to accept that she technically got her own way and she doesn't want to pry too much right now because Nesta is letting her lead the way. Nesta could have forced them to stay at the cave-in and wait for help, but she did allow Bryce this journey. So, of course, this walk could lead them to a bunch of nothing, and then they'll have to turn around and walk back for over a day at the very least. But Bryce's magic seems to be pulling her this way, so they continue forward. Cut to some time later, and they're so used to the monotony of this tunnel, they both almost pass by a fork in the road, and not the kind of fork that has sex or is the town of Twilight.
That's it. The one that you fuck that turns into a super soldier, or the town of Forks from Twilight. And yeah, I'm showing off my Forks tattoo.
That really has a new meaning now that you have read the Fork erotica. Now is that Fork?
Oh no.
Secretly a World War II
Do
soldier.
I have to stop? I'll start. What if I just touch it featherly?
Oh no, don't
Maybe.
start molesting your hand.
Oh my God, what if it lasts action heroes off my body into reality?
But it's still just a big fork and it's like, come here, baby.
I mean, you gotta fuck the fork to turn it into
Do you
a
think
super
the middle
soldier.
tine like goes,
All right up. But I mean, you know Natalie from the book.
no, we can't give the secret away. Can't. Got to see our live
Guess you
show.
have to watch our live show.
Or read the person's book. That's also a choice.
It's called Forked.
Anyway, yeah, so they come to a bypass. There's two options suddenly.
To the left, the tunnel continued, old rough rock walls curving into the gloom. To the right, around the natural archway, an array of stars and planets had been carved, crowned at its apex by a large setting or rising sun. Bryce's star glowed brighter as she faced it, guiding her there.
That sounds a little bit like they want you to go that way.
And I'm not tricked for nothing.
I'm going down the dark, boring tunnel. No, I don't think I would just out of sheer, I'd want to try something
No, I
different.
gotta go look at the planets. It sounds pretty cool.
But they both agree to go. So they both agree to go to right towards this. Obviously, somebody made some art, which is pretty cool. Nesta starts to make her way down the right tunnel with the etchings when Bryce grabs her collar. Instinct takes over and Nesta turns on her. Her strange blade is at Bryce's throat so fast Bryce doesn't have time to pull up a defense.
Oh my God.
Then Bryce is like, whoa. I'm just pulling you back because I've seen apparently the Midgard's equivalent to Indiana Jones, and she explains to Nesta that because she studied ancient Fae art, maybe she is Midgard's Indiana Jones because isn't he an anthropologist?
He
or
is,
whatever?
yeah, historian. Yes.
So
I know he's got to go get the stuff from the other people.
he's got to get the stuff from the people.
And it is difficult for him.
And she explains that she studied ancient Fae art for her job. So the carvings look to her as though they're a warning. Like there are booby traps. Yep. She just grabbed her boobs.
I grabbed
everyone,
my
if you're listening.
boobs for those listening, yeah. But if you want to see me grab my breasts, go on over to youtube.com/@LPN Romantasy Deep Dives.
Really just trying to sell the sex of it, huh?
Always.
Bryce tries to ignore the effect the blade has on her skin. Not only, of course, the blade being sharp on her throat, but the magic emanating off of it seems to seep into her bones, probing her, and not in a good way.
No. Because usually they're always talking about getting probed in those positive ways.
I mean, you can be.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're into alien bangs, you know, I'm a monster fucker, so I'm not here to judge.
Yeah. The closest carvings to them seem to be of a Fae female of royal descent. So this thing has been etched into the wall, and it looks like, oh, this is obviously depicting some kind of royal being.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, Bryce can read the ancient Fae language. It's the one that she was able to communicate to them. That was the only language that anyone could understand from this planet, the old Fae language that she knows. And this is what is the inscription is being written in. So she reads it out loud to Nesta, who can't read it. The translation
First, she makes fun of her because she can't read like she's Leah Michelle. She goes through that whole thing and like they don't understand. Like Leah Michelle is in both Midgard and Prithian, but honestly, it's the crossover you don't expect.
Yeah. And she's always just getting up in everybody's business. So she reads the translations to Nesta and she tells her that it's saying this female's name is Silene, which we have not heard yet.
But again, we know SJM doesn't give a name if it means nothing.
Yep. She tells Nesta the rest of the writing underneath is a list of her many fancy titles, apparently, this female named Celine. And she...
Bitch for pay.
Yeah. Oh, I love that inscribed.
Oh my God. That's a great, like, I don't expect to ever have a tombstone, but if I did, I would only want to say Jackie bitch for pay.
Oh, man. That'd be great. And she notices Nesta hiding a smile when Bryce mocks the Fae for their vanity, noting how much they like to preen and peacock. So Bryce is kind of making fun of Fae royalty, and she's like, oh, Nesta kind of is feeling this joke. ACOTAR readers know that Nesta has a complicated history with the Fae and that has had to grow to tolerate them in many ways, despite her appearing as Fae herself. The carvings past this Silene person tell a story of a gory battle. Bryce notes that as they slowly make their way through the tunnel, that the images depicted are of a field of bodies. People are hung. Some are blood-eagled.
Ooh.
She sees the Sobek-like beasts that are underneath the interrogation room etched into these battles.
Do you think they look like us from the other episode?
They do. They have hair. And it's uncomfortable.
Like,
Everyone's
that's
like,
weird wigs. Like, why did they choose that?
But they're chomping down on all the bodies. She points out to Nesta that the holes on the wall that appear as wounds inside some of these corpses, she imagines that they are maybe holes where weapons protrude if they're triggered. Nesta seems embarrassed for a second that she hadn't deduced this herself, but then composes herself and asks Bryce what she thinks they should do. Bryce suggests, throw a rock at it!
Nesta sighed, as if annoyed again. Bryce turned to her, about to snap something about having a better idea, when Nesta lifted an arm. Silver flame wreathed her fingers.
Ooh.
Bryce backed away a step. It was fire, but not fire. It was like ice turned into flame. It echoed in Nesta's eyes as she laid her hand on the stone wall. Silver fire rippled over the carvings.
Cool!
It's cool. Nesta is cool.
It does the trick. The flames, as they pass the secret triggers, produce rusted metal poles, almost like arrows from the walls. They might not have had too much to worry about, though. They are so old, they basically burst into dust when they are fired.
It makes me think of the board game, and I know I've brought this up before, 13 Dead End Drive, the one that you had to like set up so that it would kill you through the house. But it was so difficult of a game to set up. It required so many pieces. But in reading this, I just remember thinking, this is what 13 Dead End Drive should have always been.
Yeah,
it should have been
fun.
these kind of booby traps, like dusty booby traps, you know?
Oh, I got dusty booby traps.
Oh, no, Natalie, you better dust those off.
Somebody needs to take a shower. Yeah, it makes me think of Goonies. I said that last time. Which just like changed my brain chemistry as a child. But yeah, that or like, remember how hard Mousetrap was to set up?
Also, I don't know if I ever actually properly set up either
really?
one of
I
these
love
games.
Mousetrap.
I did love Mousetrap, but then we would get so annoyed because we never had like, back in the 90s, there was no parental guidance or anything. So it was just us, like we would be given something and then we're like trying to like mash it together. I just remember like ripping it all apart and you have to put like stickers on everything and none of the stickers were right.
But this is my, I make little models.
I know, this is your
wheelhouse. On my free time. So this is how I learned how to like that. So I guess that's why you don't make those.
No,
you don't like it.
Well, now I guess we need to go find ourselves a copy so that you can go put it together so we can all...
Oh, she's in the room with her Mousetrap again.
Natalie's just been playing Mousetrap by herself. I think she's mentally well.
Yeah, that's what mentally healthy people do. Whatever gets you through the day is my thing,
It's all right.
So... yes, they go past these things. They burst into like dust. So the old weapons are kind of like not, they still triggered, which is pretty impressive. Nesta doesn't thank Bryce for the warning per se, but she does say, "You have my gratitude," which seems like, well, at least you're on her good side.
It's the most you're going to get. Honestly, from either one of them, they really are T for two over here, man.
They really are. Time passes in this new tunnel that they're in, and after passing many, many steps of carved walls. They take a break to rest their legs and eat from Nesta's pack, her snack pack, once again. She's brought multiple meals with her, which again is kind of curious. But Bryce ain't complaining when she gets offered cheese and bread.
I mean,
that's my favorite meal. I've been like, what are we in? Are we on the French Riviera over here? She tried to distract herself from how cold it's getting inside the depths of this tunnel by looking over the carvings in front of her where she sits.
I love you, Natalie, because genuinely, you really don't require much at all to be happy. Like, I do know that if you were in this slimy, stinky tunnel, you'd be like, but we got bread and cheese.
Oh, I'd be happy. That'd be great. So she's basically eating and she's looking in front of her, looking at the carvings that are in front of her in that moment. And the sight is not a pleasant scene that's been drawn here or etched here. Tall humanoid creatures are accepting what appears to be glowing orbs from fae-like creatures in the etching. Humans seem to be chained behind the fae-like creatures. In other words, kind of depicting the hierarchy on Midgard, where humans are these like nothings, and then the fae are handing over their what looks to be like their power to much bigger beings. The humans are even carved in a rudimentary way, as though their features hardly matter, almost like they're cattle.
Whoa.
She remembers Rigulus explaining that the Asteri gave the fae humans to lord over as a distraction, so that the fae would remain docile to the mighty Asteri.
Look, I'm not saying it's a nice choice, but it makes sense.
Oh yeah, of course. It's a very, you could say that happens here on Earth all the time, placating people so that they can siphon off of their power and be a parasite, almost like something like billionaires, for example, do.
Or people talking about me and my addictive blood.
And yes, and you are, but then you wouldn't be a parasite because you're offering them, even if it's bad.
Yeah, I'm the shark.
You're the shark. She's the shark, everyone.
I guess I'm the viper, but
I don't know.
I was thinking of, what are they called? You know, it's not a minnow. What are the ones that like live underneath the shark, like a parasite of a shark that are like attached to, I feel like it's with an M, that they attach themselves and then they eat all the stuff that the other shark eats? Remora!
Whoa.
Thank you!
Thanks,
Thank
Adam.
you, Adam! I'm those are them, and I'm the shark, and they're the remoras.
But do they provide anything to that ecosystem? Do they help clean the shark?
I think they provide like buddy comedy.
Oh,
I
they're
think
like the sidekick.
Yes, I think it's like,
and they go, "Yee, shark, get over there!
Yeah, you tell him, boss. Yeah, you tell him, boss." And I think
so they boost the self-esteem of the shark.
Yes,
then they're not parasites.
Even if they live off of everything that I give to them.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So she finds Nesta watching her as she's looking at the drawing. And when Nesta asks if Bryce's star is always turned on in that way, Bryce explains that no, her star's not always on, but it seems to react to certain things, and it seems to be leading them right now. It's clear Nesta has been filled in on some of the information about Bryce by the others, and she doesn't need to re-explain how she was found and all that to Nesta. Bryce asks if Rizan is Nesta's king, which Nesta finds pretty funny. She explains that while he'd love to be the boss of everything, he is known as the High Lord of the Night Court. Bryce is surprised when Nesta explains that there are no kings in these lands, at least not in the sense of the way that the mighty Asteri are.
We'd love it if we had that in our lands as well.
Oh, wouldn't we? Even as they talk, Bryce gets a strange sense she's missing something. There's something happening here, and she's like, she feels a feeling and she doesn't know how to address what she's feeling. It doesn't help that she keeps hearing rocks falling in the darkness past the edge of her light. Nesta then asks why Bryce didn't allow her to get impaled earlier on the booby traps. She could have just left Nesta there, probably would have even killed her, but it would have maimed her enough that she could have like shaken her off.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce tells her she's not here to kill her or anyone. She just didn't want to stick around in the interrogation room to find out how things were going to end.
Nesta didn't reply. At the sound of another scuff in the darkness, Bryce whipped her head to it and found Nesta watching her once more.
What is that?
Bryce asked quietly. Nessa's eyes gleamed like a cat's in the dimness.
Just the shadows.
Bitch, I don't trust. You're like gleaming and shit. I don't know if I trust you.
You gleaming.
You gleaming. And you better start dreaming of getting out of this tunnel. But you can dream in one hand and shit in the other, and you're just going to be covered in your own shit.
Hopefully, there's a water slide that leads to a pirate ship.
And hopefully that's also not covered in shit.
Covered in ship? Oh. Get out. We have to stop.
Bye. Please read up until chapter 12 for next week.